Back home to the commercial city, the Lagos State Commissioner for Environment and Water Resources, Tokunbo Wahab, has kicked against all forms of construction on wetland, particularly the one in Magodo Phase 2, to prevent heavy flooding in Lagos. He was speaking during an inspection of canal path across the state, where he also reacted to the demolition exercise, which took place at Okeafa, Jakonde, Isolo area of the state.
The Lagos State Commissioner for Environment and Water Resources, Tokunbo Wahab, and his team kick off the inspection of drainage channels from the Dodon Barracks of Balinde to assess the blocked channels within the barracks. No visible drainage behind the barracks, and the environment looks unkempt. The team had to walk through a plank to link other streets. Next stop is Norman Williams Street, Ikoyi, to see the level of compliance for the 2-meter setback approved by the Ministry of Environment for property owners. The journey continues to Mautu area of Lagos to see the land allocated for wastewater project. He also visits Okeafa, Isolo, where some structures blocking a canal path have been demolished. Those affected have taken the matter to court, and the commissioner responds to the issues.
Our stop at Ikoyi was to assess the level of compliance with respect to the enforcement for the secondary collector, the 2-meter enforcement, and then see how we can clear and distill the blocked collector that had affected the State House. And you all saw it yourself. It's ongoing. Major work has to still be done. We've not done most of the things we expected to do by now, but it had reduced drastically the flooding for the State House. Outside the State House, we also took a walk around Norman Williams, and we've seen the level of compliance. And then on the Awolowo Road part of it, we've seen the level of compliance for the 2 meters. Then we went to Isolo. The Lagos State Wastewater Agency is meant to take care of the wastewater for the estate. They have a major asset on that axis. Incidentally, there are 1 or 2 issues that we had resolved on the directive of Mr. Governor. So we just went to check the assets for them and then secure it for them so they can have direct access to it. And then from there went to Okeafa. Okeafa is very instructive. People built and closed up the canal, the path for the water, built and closed it up. And then over the years, they will be abusing the government with respect to flooding. So they also took the government to court. So some days back, the court struck out the matter, and then the government had to go to site to clear up the water part for the secondary collector. And that was what we went to check at Okeafa, at the level of enforcement, to enable the contractor, which had been mobilized, go to site and do his work and line up that part for the secondary collector that will take the water to System 6.
At Magodo Phase 2, some individuals are making plans to build on wetland, an idea the government says must be forgotten to prevent a replica of Ogunisheri flood.
Magodo, we received a lot of petitions with respect to the back and forth between communities and then the Magodo residents. For us, as Ministry of Environment and Water Resources, that is not even our own remit. Our remit is to come and see the state of the wetland. And what we have seen before now, I'm glad the PAMSEC is here. We had placed a signpost on the land that this is wetland. You can't build on a wetland. So if people say that, if they claim they have a layout, they have whatever approval, I'm waiting for the approval to build on the wetland. And the reason why we are doing this is we don't want a repeat of what we are experiencing at the Isheri Osun axis of Lagos and Ogun. That will be a child's play to this. And I'm glad we have seen it. And we had reassured the residents association chairman that as a ministry, our position on wetland remains, and we shall ensure we enforce it.
The chairman of the area commends the government but appeals for alternative wetland outside Magodo.
The government is an institution, and the government has the will and wherewithal. What we are saying currently is that let's look at the formed environment. The environment that has a culture, the environment that has an habit currently, and you want to distort that environment with an access to the wetland, which we are saying that, look, it is not done that way. If you are having a remodelization of estates or urban areas, the most important thing for you is not to distort the existing environment. So what we are saying is this: the government has wherewithal to have an alternative access to the wetland. We proposed many access to the wetland through Otedola Bridge, through agility. We defended this during the Kosofe Modern City Plan in June this year, and we stated our points and our solutions and our suggestions. It's a threat to us, and that is what we are asking, that the government to please look at alternatives to the wetland, but rather than having it through the existing Magodo Phase 2.
The state government says it will continue to carry out environmental enforcement exercise to ensure Lagos remains safe from flooding and natural disasters.